Queensland Liberal Nationals have officially launched their campaign to win government, hosting a rally with its party faithful in Brisbane. State political reporter Stephanie Zillman reports.
The Queensland LNP officially launched its campaign on a policy of achieving a 5% unemployment target and major infrastructure projects as key differences from Labor. Deb Frecklington received a hero's welcome from the party faithful, a crowd including Peter Dutton and Rob Borbidge with front row seats. Ms Frecklington talked up the party's previous policy announcements, like $15 billion to build the new Bradfield scheme, a system of dams to irrigate outback Queensland. She also singled out the LNP's plans to spend $1 billion providing $300 rego rebates for every registered vehicle in Queensland. Their plans to duplicate the Bruce Highway, the key route that leads from Gympie all the way north to Cairns, received applause.
The Queensland economy was in trouble long before COVID. Well, now it is in crisis. And this election is all about who has the best plan to lead Queensland out of this recession.
The LNP has criticised Labor for not having a budget before the election. They haven't released their own policy costings yet either. The official party launches would ordinarily have been next weekend, but because Brisbane is hosting the AFL Grand Final, they had to go early.
The Queensland Premier has launched her election campaign south of Brisbane today, pitching the Labor Party as a strong, stable choice for government. Anastasia Palaszczuk also committed that if re-elected, her government will introduce legislation early next year to legalise voluntary assisted dying.
Queensland Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk officially launched the Labor Party's election campaign here in Beenleigh, south of Brisbane this morning. This is one of the last times the Premier will be able to make her pitch to Queenslanders before early voting starts tomorrow. Ms Palaszczuk's final push today framed the Labor Party as a strong, stable choice for government that will lead the state out of economic distress caused after the coronavirus pandemic. She also made several announcements, including funding for more teachers and teachers' aides, $100 million for a student mental health and wellbeing package, and offering free TAFE for students under 25 for priority qualifications.
The government I lead will introduce legislation in February next year to provide for the legalisation of voluntary assisted dying.
Ms Palaszczuk will continue campaigning tomorrow for the rest of the two-week election campaign. Queenslanders head to the polls on October 31st.